Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we're back into this game with middle-aged Rlyeh. So yeah, got a new turn, and it did not go as I expected. So let's see what happens. First, we found a painted cave. This is on our cave system in the Nether Mines, which actually got attacked by Indies this turn, and magically we repelled it with 10 Zots. So actually, it's kind of funny to watch. Somehow we managed to snipe the dog commanders. Yeah. Because these guys definitely would have destroyed our Zots. So we got super lucky there. Here's the event. And yeah, we got a painted cave. So +1 astral, always welcome. Oceania moved, and this kind of reveals a little bit about the player mind. It's a new, like I said, it's not a new player. It's a guy who was part of the Hydra that won last year's tournament. Certainly not a new player, but it's a new person at the head of this position. And they did some interesting moves. So they chased my god around. I think it's maybe this one is the god. No. This one? No, it's this one. So here's the army they're moving. My god was on this province. And they sent most of the whole army. There's some things that are missing. There's not all the Hierophants here that there were before. I have this screenshot. Let me pull that up on my other screen. Okay, I got it pulled up, but we'll look after combat when I get the actual report. It's going to be hard to tell from this. But you can see there's a lot of Sirens. A few of the Hierophants. He's got both Capricorns here. And a big portion of the army. I think these guys are just on guard commander. I think. Right, you can see well after the hold and attack time, they're still there. Now, there was a commander over here that I had that got yeeted. He got hit by Word of Power, which is a basically full battlefield range spell, or smite. So that was important. Now, if we look at how many guys are here, in the original battle, there were 9 Hierophants, which are still here. The Archmage, Capricorns are the same. Halides 3, that's the same. These are the same. Siren 6. Oh, so he just moved literally the whole stack. This didn't change at all. Interesting. Wait, are these guys stealthy? What's going on? These, what should we call it? Oh, they are. Interesting. Huh. Because, okay, we'll look at the other battles next. This one, the Flooding Lagoon, he attacks where we're moving our army. And he sent a big pile of Myrmidians. And unfortunately, we yeet their commander kind of early. So we don't get to kill as many as we'd like. The problem a little bit for them is they need these Myrmidians. Because in some ways, they're distraction shaft for the Sacreds. And map move 14, yeah, that's not going to be fast enough. Like, if we look at how fast you can move underwater, let me turn on map move. Isn't that Control M? Am I not doing that? Is it Shift M? No, my keys aren't working. Let's see. What are the keys? Pause. Oh yeah, movement points to province. Control M. I don't have caps lock on or anything, do I? Control M. I don't know why that's not working. I don't have caps lock on. Does it not work? Oh, maybe I have to have a commander selected underground. Oh yeah, here we go. So yeah, to do 2 province friendly move, it's 20, which he doesn't have. So here's the thing. He moved another squad out over here. Some Triton Guard. Yeah. So what's interesting here is the capital. This is what I was talking about with these guys are stealthy. It says the majority of this are Hierophants, which is wild. That's a ton of Hierophants. This is Sirens, Hierophants. I wonder how that's even possible. Like, how does he have that many? And what would he have been protecting against? Maybe they were just researching? I don't know. He seems to have a lot of them. So he's got a big problem, a big fat problem. One thing we'll look at province graphs. We held flat this turn. Oceania is probably up a province. I took an indie one. He's broken this fort free. I think the best move, I think he's exposed his capital. I think we can teleport our guy. So he could potentially make like a lot of water elementals, what have you, and cause a big problem. I think what makes sense is we do this. I think we move like a little mage up here or leave one of these guys. I think. Okay, the first thing is I think we use our god teleport on top of here. If these guys aren't making big water elementals, and even if they are, I think there's enough garbage that we should be able to take this. And if we clear the cap PD, our guys just move on top, and that will also mean if he like friendly moves these in, we get like a free extra battle here where we kill this stuff. Yeah. And there's not really a lot, like if he takes this, like if he moves up here, it's a really nice province, but there's not a lot of ways for him to go. He's kind of stuck. Importantly, he didn't go to take this palisade, which is great for me. But I think if we go on top of the cap here, there's not really a way he can do a major defense. I'd have to see how we fight, because I think this is 6 candles. So I'd have to see how we fight in 6 candles. But I don't... I could actually... We can rebuild his thing, because I know his god. His god's here. So it's... We'll go rebuild it real quick and see the scales that we can take. So it's 2, 2, 3, 3, 5, 2, 2, 3, 4. So it's basically 2s except for glamour and water, which are... glamour and water, which are 3. Blood, which is 4, and astral... Oh, no. Water, earth, and glamour, which are 3. And blood is 4, and astral's 5. And that's to get certain parts of the bless. And then if we look at this, I'm going to take a screenshot of that because I'm certainly going to forget. And then we'll try to rebuild it because I want to know how many candles he has in his capital. That's the important thing. Okay, I think this is it. I think I've rebuilt it. These are the scales. Oh, wait, no, it's... Wait, how did he have... Oh, this is from the Dominion effect. He gets an extra order. Because I was thinking the screenshot I had, he had two order. And then this, he had 1 heat, but that gets capped underwater. So I think these are his scales. And I think this is the build. I mean, I got to put in the blessed stuff, but... Oh, we'll do it. Do we remember it? I don't know if we remember it well enough. But anyway, I'm pretty sure this is it. So... Anyway, that means... And that also jives with what we saw, which was no more than 6 candles anywhere. So he's probably 6 Dominion. So then the question is, could my god kill them in 6 Dominion? Okay. So, yeah, so probably 6 candles in the cap. So... The question is, what can these Hierophants really do? Maybe put quickness on the Aphori and get them to run in? I don't think that's going to be enough, but it could be. They could water strike me to death. There's things they could maybe do. They probably can cast Encase in Ice, but I don't think they have been for whatever reason. So I think the plan, here's my base plan. Well, let's go through the options. The first option, which probably will be my plan, is teleport the god on the cap, move the army in behind them. If this guy moves into the cap, he'll get stopped from normal phase movement into the cap, and then that'll force a fight. This is probably not going to survive if they come here. Like, I'll move these guys up. I think these guys plus 25 PD might kill this. Now, there's a chance they win. Because a lot of this is garbage. There's 10 Aphori here, but everything else is pretty much garbage. So, yeah. I guess they must have moved some of the commanders. Yeah, so they moved some of the commanders. This is the same army, but fewer commanders. Okay, let's talk about another option. Another option is we move here, and we magic phase my god here. Like this. The god would easily kill this stuff right? In many ways, this is like the obvious move for me to do. Oh, we took this, by the way. That totally worked. So in many ways, this is like the obvious move for me to do. Well, I mean, going on top of it, both of these are reasonably obvious, right? But like, this is the kind of army that I really want to pick off with my god. It's the kind of thing I don't have to worry too much about. The problem, though, is that because this is such an obvious thing, these guys are probably going to move south. And if they move south, then they would kill my god. The question, though, is like this. Would something like this, would this be able to kill these guys? Now, there's some reasons it might work. It totally could work, in part because there's only 114 guys here, and we are going to have like 60 thereabouts mind blasters. I don't know if you can do the math, but that's a lot of mind blasts per person. There's downsides to this potentially. Like, it's possible that he moves this army here. We snipe this with my god. We move here. Next turn, his army, imagine it's over here. He then gets to do like a full reinforcement thing for the capital. Right? So that could be a thing. And then it's like, okay, well, what would our move be? I think in that case, our move would then be to go take this fort from him. Because we would basically get this fort for free if he does that. We wouldn't fight him with all his mages and his army together. Right? So we're going to choose to go for this fort. The other thing we could do is snipe this province. We kind of need to take this. That would be good to get. So that's all part of this. I think we will do as part of this episode. I think I'm going to test what would happen if these guys come without these guys having, who were part of that previous army. We've got these guys basically, I think especially for what we're doing, body ethereal is not going to be as good here. Like, these guys are obviously going to do body ethereal, but we've got 2 quickness casters. So I think we would switch 2 guys to quickness, and then we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'd have 4 body ethereal casters. So I think I can test that. 50 meteorite guard, 60 illithids versus this army, and see how that does. But my god would also be present. And it's going to be in, let me go back and check the previous turn. Okay, so previous turn here, we had 6 full candles in this province. Okay, so I got the test game set up here. And basically this is sort of what we're bringing, about 60 guys, illithids, some meteorite guard. Oh, we're going to put this guy up here in front. I think I want him to be like well in front. I think he's going to do astral shield, personal regen, ice shield, quicken cells. I think, I'm not sure Breath of Winter is really that good here, because we're not really trying to time the battle out. I think maybe Water Shield's a bit better. Something like this. Oh no, we probably need Ethereal. Okay, something like that. I can put him in this formation too, actually. And I'll have somebody else cast Ethereal on him. Something like that. I'm going to save this. All right, and let's see how this works. Can the god plus the army kill them? This we don't know. I'm thinking maybe. It depends how well the paralyzes work. We're really counting on the paralyze here. Like, that's not a huge win. Well, it kind of is. Let's run it again, see what happens. All right, let's see. So here, if we do it, we get... What happens? That's a pretty clean win. I would definitely do this trade if I could. It's pretty strong. We'll do it one more time. Okay, I realized I didn't have Evocation 2 research for Oceania. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. The Mind Blasts really aren't doing much. I mean, that's a pretty fucking clean victory. I think if these are the odds, I think I need to roll this. This might actually be the best way to do it. Let's get back and look at the game. Like, we could put their cap under siege, or we could kill everything they've made all game. I think I know which one I need to do. So I think this is probably the right way. The only thing is, like, I probably should test that we... I mean, we could kill this. Let's see what's on the Centaur, or this Hierophantide. Nothing. He's naked. If he goes here, the next turn will probably go on his cap. I wonder if I could break off, like, a small detachment here. It's 50. 10 guys here. It would be really good to raid this. I do think this is the sort of thing where I don't really need this guy. Because, like, the Mind Blast wasn't doing that much. It was... So this guy would be doing quickness. Oh shit, we can have another guy do quickness too. I think this probably is worth it. We need to think through a few different things. If he takes these guys and moves them up, then we really go on top of their capital. I need to... We're going to run that test game one more time with 10 less Illithids. Okay, we got it running now with 10 fewer Illithids. Will that matter? And I could also do the more quickness casters. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a lot closer. Not in a good way. Yeah, they're going to kill him. Woo. Woof. Is it really the Illithids that made the difference? So let's run this again. Okay, so let's see. I fixed the scripts to do more quickness, but also water power at the start. And we have the fewer guys. Yeah, it feels very close. I think I could do better positioning. Lost 2 slave mages. I think what would be better Let's have the meteorite guard like bar back. And really focus on buffing the slave mages. I'm not the slave mages, the illithid soldiers. Let's try this again. Okay, this will be the last time we test on this episode. So we'll do this together, and let's make sure we have these scripts about right. I think this maybe, I know this should probably be a body ethereal script. So here's what I'm thinking. I think we actually take these guys, put them all the way back here. I think we put these guys up here like on front. Something like this, and then we move the whole stack forward. And then the meteorite will come through and maybe form up at about the same time. So I think this is what we're going to test. And I'll go ahead and save this as well. Okay, let's see how it goes. So we're going to focus a lot more buffs on the illithid soldiers. The god's taking much more of a beating. Yeah, I think this is way better. That was like no chance. And this was only with 50 illithid soldiers. Lost a couple mages, but he's toast. Okay, so that's all we're going to talk about for the testing, but I think that's probably the best way to do it. And so I think that's the thing. I think he is kind of in this position where he really needs to move the army south, because he needs to get this army back to the cap, because if I put it under siege, he loses. And I think if he has a choice to go here or here, there's no real reason to go here, but he knows my god can magic phase, and potentially my armies could raid here, so there's a huge incentive to go here. I don't know if he thinks how bad this is going. This would be like I'm going to do a kind of advanced move here with the god magic phasing and then reinforcing with the army. If he doesn't anticipate that, which I don't think he will, and he's definitely not going to do a test game, I don't think, then, oh, you know what we could do? Oh, we can move this guy here. Let's go ahead and script this the same way we had. Something like that. Yeah, I think this is basically the script we would use. So there's a very good chance we just mop Oceania up this turn. I think this might be the penultimate turn for them. We've kind of accomplished our objective, though. We've pushed them into making moves, so they're not sitting in and teching up for something that's spooky for us. And we've been raiding them, so we've been up income. They've mobilized their mages. I don't even think there's a lab here for them to research. And we've made them have to like split up, which they've started doing, and it cost them this turn 40 Myrmidons. And then it's going to cost them, hopefully this turn, this army, and if we're really lucky, their main army as well. So, yeah, I think things are looking on the up. We're moving in reinforcements here with the Susu, bringing in some more Meteorite Guard here. We also might want to move in some more Illithids. So I think we're actually going to move this guy up here with a few more Illithids. And yeah, things are looking pretty good on that front. Now, we did attack here. So this was this Kooni province. And Kooni are significant in the Underground Wars because they have a second form. They're not very intimidating in this form. They don't do a ton of damage. They don't really have amazing stats, so they do have a bit of a chaos power bonus here. But they don't do quite enough damage to reliably get through Meteorite Guard armor. This guy's probably going to die in the front. But they have a second form. So here's the second form. It's ethereal, it's spirit form with a spectral club that's MR for half damage. And yeah. Fortunately, we're ethereal, though, so we negate a lot of the damage in the first form, and then our guys have pretty good MR for the spectral club. Yeah, so we take that out. We lose 2 Meteorite Guard. but a fair price to pay, though it's a rather low income province. We did pick up a Canyon of Sand, though, which is really nice. That gets our Earth income up to 3. And I think this turn we now take these guys and go this way. So I think the plan is going to be this. We put the Meteorite Guard up here in the front, like so. We put the casters right up here in the front. And we put the Lobo Guard all the way here in the back. So holding attack closest, holding attack closest. We have these guys spamming out Body Ethereal. And yeah, something like this. That might need to be advanced and cast right here. What's the move speed on these? 9. I think we're going to have this guy do a quickness cast. And then advance. And I think we'll have this guy do... Body Ethereal is really low range. Oh, no, it's range 10 now. It's range 10 as well. Okay, we'll do another Body Ethereal and then advance. And then we'll take this out. Cavemen are a little tough. So we'll probably still lose like 4 or 5 guys here. And there's a small chance we get really unlucky and have these guys die. But I think we'll roll those dice. And yeah. Did we... Yeah, here's the cave system here. Let's look at the cave system again. We're going to try it. We need to go underground here as well. So, okay, I think we do this. We split and take this out. We move these guys here. I think this is approximately the right formation. I probably can do a little bit better with placing these guys in the same tile as each other. Something like this. It might make sense to put this guy on hold and attack closest. What's the speed? 10. We can put him behind the Meteorite Guard, and then he'll come trundling in. That's probably a little better than Guard Commander. But I think this is about right. I think this is sort of what we want. And this is perfect. Yeah, he can't really PD dump. He could bring all the mages here in conjunction with his army, and that might swing it. That would be... This would be the Jedi move, is he realizes how much he needs to all in, because he realizes... I'm going to send my god and I'm going to send my army. And he knows the only way he can win is with more mage support. And if he puts a lot of gems on the Hierophants and sends them in conjunction with this army, then I think he would lose. But that seems like there's actually another good reason to do that, which is, like, let's say I take this army and I go on top of his capital. I'm sitting there, he's moved this army here or here, right? So if this is the move he's anticipating, I take these guys, I go in the capital, like this, right? My god may be sitting still, don't worry about him. He wants to attack. There's a chance I could, like, let's say he moved this big army down here. I could then take my army in his capital and ride into them. And then if he was planning on moving them into us to kick us off his capital, but also had his mages coming out, it's possible we could fight his main army without his mages. In that case, what you sort of want to do is combine the mages with the army ahead of time so you're guaranteed they fight in the same combat. To do that, it would make sense to take these mages and these troops and move them potentially here to prepare for the fight. I think this is the right move for me, though. I think this is a very powerful move. Let's check the script on this guy. I don't think we do Breath of Winter. Personal regen, bark skin. Personal regen can go way down the stack. Quicken self. What else? Breath of Winter we don't do. I think we do Ice Shield instead. Attack closest. We don't really want him firing. I don't know if fire closest will have him also attack. It might. But I don't really care about the Mind Blast attack as much. Attacks as much. I mean, it actually is worth maybe seeing. I think fire closest does also do attack. Should attack closest for now. I might change that later. So I think that's probably the right move. Now, I think what we'll do in the Yis land is I could take these guys. There's a lot of siege strength here, 83. I could move them on top and have this thing in sooner, but I think it might be better. These guys took this from Yis. It might be better to go ahead and move on top of this fort So I think we're going to be looking to do that. Now, they do, Nidavanger does have Nith Bathed, and we're not going to be super excited about having to fight these guys. Fortunately, they're not stealthy. So if there's a big stack of Nith Bathed coming at us, we should see. And yeah, that would be pretty good to know. But we're going to move a big pile of dudes on here. We've got some Mind Blasters. And we have one mage here. This should be enough to actually probably clear the fort with just the Mind Blasters, these guys, and we'll just use the Lobo Guard for cracking the fort walls. The fort here has 500 wall integrity. The amount we're moving in is 250 siege strength. So it'll be another... How much is it? 215. I was thinking, like, what if we could get Pop it next turn? Because these guys are going to have, like, 30. We could potentially get, a lot more out of here. Like we could get one of these guys. Switch this over to chaff production. One, two, three. So that's about 33 guys. We could potentially get more. That's not going to be enough to 2-turn Pop it. So I think this is a bit of a waste. But we'll probably get a couple more Illithids would actually make a big deal, or a big difference for storming. Be nice to have like a pack of 10. If this guy, I guess we'll move here and site search. What should we do with this guy? I think we're not anywhere close to popping. It's probably best that he site search, but this guy's going to be coming behind. Maybe we move here. And we have a big pile of guys in our capital we can now move out. I think our summoning didn't have any effect. So I think we go ahead and move these guys up and prepare for boarding of Oceania. Here we can see the Agarthan-owned Asphodel. Kirby, who's playing Asphodel, is apparently still punching. I think he's killed some of the Ashdod stuff down here, apparently. And anyway, he's still punching and doesn't seem to be losing too much more ground. So I think we're going to go ahead and move this guy here just so we can see what's happening in the capital. Pretty good chance we get patrolled out. Yeah, so I think this is probably the best move. I think this is the best move for me. If he realizes how good of a move for me this is, and he's done like testing and stuff, because he knows what I have here, he could figure out that, hey, I load these guys up with gems, I bring everything I got, and I go here, it's going to be go time. And he could potentially win that fight, and that would be epic for him. I mean, he would be mopping the floor with me after. Like, we could maybe recover, but it would be really bad. I don't know if he can win it so well. Like, if he had water elementals, big water elementals, and he loaded up for this fight, like he knew it. The thing is this is a very hard move to, like, predict correctly, right? Because it seems like I'm going to go on his capital. That seems like the obvious move. If I were him, the hopeful move I would have for me is that, or like, hopeful, the most greedy move I could make. That's always, I think, something you want to think about. What's the most greedy move the other player could make? Would be I take my army, I go here, I split, I send a small thing here, but send most of my stuff on the cap. I use the god to pick this off. That would be the most greedy move. So for him, the counter would be moving this army south and get ready to fight. Yeah. Maybe PD dump here as well. So when this army moves south, it's supported by PD. What kind of PD was here? Ichthids? We'll see. I think it's still, it might be worth testing with like 4 or 5 more Hierophants. I don't really think there's 10 here. I don't know if this report can lie though and put them in the wrong order. I'll have to investigate that. Because 10 Hierophants could swing it if they had water gems. Even just spamming out like water power quickness and stuff could maybe swing it. But I think we go for it. I think we force it. I mean, on some ways, do we need to go for it? Right? Like, if this opens up a chance for him to win, is there a move that's because in some ways this is risky, right? Well, what might be less risky? We could move on the capital, take this. God could probably not teleport. That would be pretty not risky. God could do returning and go home. We're then on his capital. It feels like the times, he's still on the clock. How long can he survive? Yeah, I'm not sure which option is the least risky. I going on top of the capital is probably my safest move, but it's hard to say. At any rate, I think that's going to be it for this turn. You'll see what we end up choosing in the next episode, but I feel pretty confident about these moves. I feel like they're pretty good. Like on one hand, I think it would be nice to focus down Yis a bit faster. Oh, what happens if we just do this? What happens if this guy doesn't go? How much siege strength? 143. Let's say these walls have 40 siege. It might be better. Like maybe we move the siege chaff here. And maybe we move all these guys over here. Well, that might be a bit better. And then I think if we do that, it makes sense to make as much siege chaff here as I can. I think I still get a 3-turn pop. Let's see how many we can make. 1, 2, 3. Let me see if I can free up some recruitment. Every time I'm trying to save money, we switch to Meteorite Guard instead of Illithids. Okay. So how much more can we make? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. An Illithid. Do we have money to make? No, we don't. Oh, the good thing is we are making a temple here and a temple here. We have finally done it. We're finally making things that make us not cheap bastards. This fort upgraded this turn as well, so that's really nice. We can actually probably make, no, not quite. We could almost make one more Meteorite Guard. But it's going to be super nice to have another temple or two out. Yeah, I think that's about it. We'll see you guys next time. But things are looking on the up and up. Cheers.